You two, hands on the wall, now. Maya Jordan's champagne glass froze. Her twin Mia looked up from her phone recording three men exchanging cash envelopes. 18 months of FBI surveillance collapsing. Officer Jake Brennan stood behind them, hand on weapon. His eyes scanned their crop tops with disgust. What are you doing in a place like this? Looking like that? Officer, we can explain. Brennan grabbed Maya's shoulder, spinning her roughly. I said, wall. You think you belong here? Maya reached for credentials. Brennan slammed her arm down. Reaching for what? Drugs? 6 phones lifted, recording. We're FBI agents. Our badges? Sure you are. Probably stole those from real agents. Steel clicked. Handcuffs are a bit tight. These two think they're special. Above them, security cameras blinked red. In 4 days, Brennan's career would be over. But first, let me take you back 6 hours to show you how this nightmare began. That same Thursday afternoon, Maya and Mia Jordan sat in a cramped conference room at the FBI Chicago field office. Fluorescent lights hummed overhead. Coffee stains marked the table. Special Agent Ellen Vasquez stood at the head, arms crossed, their supervisor. Tough, fair, 22 years with the Bureau. The Velvet Note, high-end jazz bar in Gold Coast. Our targets have been laundering money there for 18 months. Vasquez clicked a remote. Photos appeared. 3 white men in expensive suits. Robert Kellerman, David Marsh, Thomas Wright, all executives at a real estate firm, all moving dirty money. Tonight, 9 p.m., private booth. They'll exchange cash for falsified property documents. Maya leaned forward. I am 34 years old, 6 years in financial crimes, 12 major cases. 11 convictions. What's our cover? Young professionals out for drinks. Blend in with the Thursday night crowd. Mia nodded. She handled organized crime. Different units, same building. The twins had joined the FBI together. Graduated Quantico together. Equipment? A tech agent placed 2 small boxes on the table. Camera in your bracelet, Maya. Audio in your necklace, Mia. Everything streams live to our van outside. Maya picked up the silver bracelet. Delicate. Expensive looking. No one would suspect the tiny lens inside. Attire? Vasquez smiled slightly. The Velvet Note attracts younger crowds on Thursdays. Dress to have fun, blend in, don't stand out. 2 hours later, they stood before a mirror. White crop tops, black jeans. Simple but stylish. The kind of outfit hundreds of young women wore to upscale bars. You look good, Mia said. Maya adjusted her bracelet. I look like bait. We both do. That's the point. Vasquez appeared in the doorway. One more thing. Chicago PD isn't read into this operation. If any officers approach you, identify yourselves immediately. Show credentials. Don't let it escalate. Maya and Mia exchanged a look. 3 months ago, they'd been stopped outside a courthouse in Mississippi, frisked publicly, held 40 minutes until credentials were verified. Before that, pulled over in Alabama while transporting a witness. The officer drew his weapon before asking questions. It won't come to that, Vasquez said, but her voice carried doubt. At 8:15 p.m., the twins drove to Gold Coast, Chicago's wealthiest neighborhood. Tree-lined streets, luxury condos, restaurants with $60 entrees. The Velvet Note occupied a renovated brownstone's ground floor. Art Deco facade, velvet ropes outside. A bouncer checked IDs. Inside, amber light glowed. Low lighting, leather booths. A jazz trio on stage. The crowd was mixed but predominantly white. Business casual. Expensive watches. Designer handbags. Maya and Mia slid onto bar stools. Ordered champagne cocktails. Laughed at a private joke. To everyone watching, just 2 attractive women enjoying their evening. But the bartender watched them longer than necessary. His eyes lingered, narrowed. He whispered something to another staff member who glanced their way and nodded. In the corner booth, their targets arrived. Kellerman, Marsh, Wright, right on time. They ordered drinks. Within 10 minutes, Kellerman pulled out a manila envelope. "Contact established," Mia whispered into her necklace. "Proceeding." Outside in the surveillance van, Vasquez listened through headphones. Her laptop showed Maya's bracelet camera feed. The booth. Clear. Everything was going according to plan. Until Officer Jake Brennan walked in. Jeans and polo shirt. Off duty, but his badge clipped to his belt. Visible. A statement. Brennan ordered a beer, found a spot at the bar. His eyes found Maya and Mia immediately. He watched them. Not casually. Deliberately. His hand reached for his phone. He typed something. Put it away. I kept watching. Maya felt it. That awareness of being studied. She glanced over. Made brief eye contact. I looked away. Brennan didn't. At 9:38 p.m., Kellerman passed the envelope to Marsh. Cash inside. Maya's camera captured it perfectly. At 9:42 p.m., Brennan stood up. He walked toward them. Slowly, purposefully, hand drifting to his badge. Mia saw him coming. "We've got company," she whispered. Vasquez's voice crackled in their earpieces. "Identify yourselves if approached. Stay calm." Brennan stopped behind them. "Excuse me, ladies." His voice wasn't friendly. Maya turned slowly on her bar stool, keeping her movements calm and deliberate. Years of training kicked in automatically. De-escalate, identify, establish authority without confrontation. "Good evening, officer. Is there something we can help you with?" Brennan's eyes swept over them, lingering on their crop tops with unmistakable disdain. His jaw tightened. When he spoke, his voice carried the weight of someone used to immediate compliance. "I need to see some identification. Both of you." Mia set down her champagne glass carefully. Her bracelet camera angled perfectly to capture Brennan's face. The red recording light on her necklace was invisible to everyone but her. "Of course. May we ask what this is regarding?" Brennan's hand moved to rest on his belt, inches from where his off-duty weapon sat holstered. The gesture was deliberate, a reminder of power. "You match the description we received. 2 black females, early 30s, inside this establishment. I need to verify your identities." The words hung in the air. Maya felt the familiar tightness in her chest, the same feeling from Mississippi, from Alabama, from a dozen other moments when her badge meant nothing compared to the color of her skin. "Officer, we're federal agents, Special Agents Maya and Mia Jordan with the FBI. Our credentials are in our jacket pockets. We're on an active surveillance operation. If you'll allow us to retrieve them—" "Don't move!" Brennan cut her off sharply. "Keep your hands where I can see them." Around them, conversations stopped. The jazz trio continued playing, but people were turning, watching, pulling out phones. The bartender moved to the far end of the bar, distancing himself. Maya exchanged a glance with Mia. Her sister's eyes held the same question. "How far does this go?" In their earpieces, Vasquez's voice came through urgently. "What's happening? Maya, Mia, report." But they couldn't respond without making it obvious they were wired. Brennan stepped closer, invading their space with practiced confidence. "I asked you a question. What are you doing in a place like this?" The implication was clear. The velvet note, Gold Coast. This wasn't their neighborhood. They didn't belong. "We're having drinks, like everyone else here." Mia's voice stayed even. "Dressed like that?" The words slapped. 3 people now had their phones raised, recording. A woman 2 tables over held her phone steady, her screen showing a live stream's red dot. Maya's hands remained visible on the bar, but her voice carried steel. "Officer Brennan, we need to identify ourselves properly. We are federal law enforcement on an active operation. Our targets are in this bar right now. If you'll just let us show you our credentials, we can clear this up." "Your targets?" Brennan laughed coldly. "Sure. And I bet you've got badges, too. Fake IDs are a felony." In the corner booth, Kellerman and Marsh noticed the commotion. They gathered their things. The manila envelope disappeared into a briefcase. 18 months of surveillance evaporated because a cop couldn't see past skin color. "Sir, please." Maya's voice stayed controlled. "Our credentials are real. Just let us show you." Brennan pulled out his handcuffs. "Turn around, both of you, hands behind your backs." "Officer, this is a mistake. I said turn around." His voice rose loud enough that the jazz trio faltered. Every eye in the bar turned toward them. Maya felt Mia's hand brush against hers. A silent message. "We follow protocol. We don't resist. We survive this." They turned slowly, facing the bar. Maya could see their reflection in the mirror behind the bottles. 2 black women. Hands raised. A white officer with handcuffs. She'd seen this scene before, on the news, in viral videos. She'd never imagined being in it herself, not as a federal agent. Not as someone who dedicated her life to upholding the law. Behind them, Brennan grabbed Maya's wrist roughly. Brennan's grip on Maya's wrist was unnecessarily tight, fingers digging hard enough to leave marks. He spun her around with force that made her stumble against the bar stool. The champagne glass tipped, spilling across the polished wood. "I said hands behind your back. Or are you too stupid to follow simple instructions?" Maya's jaw clenched, but she complied, moving her arms behind her. Beside her, Mia mirrored the motion, her face controlled fury. Brennan patted Maya down roughly, his hands moving over her body with deliberate aggression. When his fingers found the leather credential case in her jacket pocket, he yanked it out and tossed it onto the bar without looking. "What's this? Fake badge? That's a federal offense, sweetheart." A second officer appeared. Officer Mallory, blonde, mid-40s, off-duty like Brennan. She approached with her badge displayed. "Need backup, Jake?" Brennan didn't look away from the twins. "Got 2 here claiming to be FBI. Found fake credentials. Probably prostitutes working the wealthy crowd. You know the type." The words hung like poison. The phones multiplied. 6 recording dots became 10. The live-streaming woman adjusted her angle. Her screen showed 104 viewers climbing fast. Maya's voice came steady despite the rage burning inside. "Officer Brennan, I am Special Agent Maya Jordan with the Federal Bureau of Investigation Financial Crimes Unit. The credentials you threw on the bar are real. If you would examine them, you would see my photo, badge number, and the FBI seal. My sister and I are on an active federal investigation. You are interfering with that investigation and violating our civil rights." Brennan laughed harshly. "Your sister? Is that what you call your pimp?" He grabbed Mia's arm, pulling her roughly from the bar. Mia didn't resist. Her training was held, but her eyes found the cameras, making sure every angle captured this. "Sir, you are making a serious mistake. My name is Special Agent Mia Jordan, Organized Crime Division. Our supervisor is listening to this conversation through our surveillance equipment. I strongly suggest you verify our identities before this escalates." Mallory picked up a credential case, flipped it open. Her face changed, color drained. She showed Brennan. "Jake, this looks real. Maybe we should—" "They're fake." Brennan cut her off without glancing. "These people are professionals. They know how to make convincing forgeries." He pulled out handcuffs. Steel gleamed under amber lights. Click. The cuff closed around Maya's wrist. Cold metal bit skin. He yanked her left arm back roughly. Click. Both wrists secured. "You have the right to remain silent, though something tells me you don't know how to shut up." The live-streaming woman stood, her voice clear. "Excuse me, officers. My name is Rebecca Carter. I'm an attorney. I am witnessing and recording this. These women identified themselves as federal agents repeatedly and requested to show credentials. You refused to examine them properly. This is unlawful detention." Brennan's head snapped toward her. "Ma'am, unless you want to be arrested for obstruction, sit down and mind your business." Rebecca didn't move. "I am minding my business. As an officer of the court, I'm obligated to witness potential civil rights violations. Your badge number is 4457. I'm documenting that." Mallory handcuffed Mia, less aggressive but equally determined. Steel closed around Mia's wrists. In the corner booth, their targets were gone. The manila envelope, the evidence. 18 months of work vanished out the back door while 2 federal agents stood handcuffed. Outside in the van, Vasquez screamed into her phone. "This is Special Agent Ellen Vasquez, FBI Chicago Field Office. 2 of my agents are being unlawfully detained by your officers. I need immediate intervention." Brennan grabbed Maya's upper arm, pulling her toward the door. She resisted slightly, feet dragging from sheer disbelief this was happening. "Where are you taking us?" "To the station, where criminals belong." "We're not criminals. We're FBI agents. Call our supervisor. This is a mistake." Brennan's voice dropped low enough only Maya heard. "The only mistake was you 2 thinking you could walk around here like you own the place, looking like cheap whores and expecting respect. Time someone taught you where you belong." Maya's eyes found the cameras, found Rebecca's phone, found the security camera blinking with its timestamp, 9:51 p.m. and 17 seconds. She looked directly into the lenses and spoke clearly. "My name is Special Agent Maya Jordan, badge number 794216, FBI Financial Crimes Unit. Today is Thursday, September 28th. This officer is detaining me unlawfully after I identified myself multiple times. I am not resisting. I am complying. I want this on record." Brennan's radio crackled. A dispatcher's voice cut through. "Unit 4457, respond. You need to call command immediately. Code 3 priority." Brennan's hand froze on Maya's arm. Brennan stepped away from the twins, keying his radio with a hand that had begun to tremble slightly. The confidence that had carried him through the last 10 minutes was cracking. 4457, what's the emergency?" The dispatcher's voice came back sharp. "Officer Brennan, patch through to command." "Now." He hesitated, glancing back at Maya and Mia standing handcuffed. Around them, 15 phones were recording. Rebecca Carter's live stream showed 347 viewers climbing fast. "Dispatch, I'm in the middle of an arrest. Can this wait?" "Negative. Commander Hayes is on the line. She's ordering you to respond immediately." The name made Brennan pale. Commander Patricia Hayes ran the district. 20-year veteran. Not someone who called beat cops directly unless something was very wrong. He moved away from the crowd, turning his back. "This is Officer Brennan." Commander Hayes didn't waste time. "Officer Brennan, are you currently detaining 2 individuals at the Velvet Note?" "Yes, ma'am. 2 suspects who were..." "Are they handcuffed?" "Yes, but..." "What are their names?" Brennan looked back at the credential cases on the bar. He picked one up. Actually, I looked this time. The Eagle and Shield seal gleamed. Department of Justice. Federal Bureau of Investigation. The photo showed Maya's face. Below it, Special Agent Maya Jordan, badge number 794216. They claim to be Maya and Mia Jordan. 3 seconds of silence. When Hayes spoke again, her voice had turned to ice. "Special Agents Maya and Mia Jordan, FBI Financial Crimes and Organized Crime, on an active federal assignment that you just compromised." The bar tilted. The sound became muffled. Brennan's throat went dry. "There was a report of suspicious activity." "What report? I checked dispatch. No calls came in. You initiated this yourself." "They were acting suspicious. 2 women dressed like that. Remove the handcuffs. Right now. Apologize. Do not leave that location. Supervisors are en route. The line went dead. Brennan stood frozen. Behind him, Mallory caught his expression. Jake, what's going on? He turned slowly, walked back to Maya and Mia. His hands shook as he pulled out the handcuff keys. The cameras captured everything, every tremor, every drop of sweat. There's been a misunderstanding. He reached for Maya's wrists. The cuffs clicked open. She pulled her arms forward, rubbing the red marks. He moved to Mia, released her. Mallory picked up both credential cases, really examined them, the holographic seals, the security features, the official headers. Her face drained. Oh my God, Jake, these are real. Brennan's voice came out barely above a whisper. I apologize. I didn't realize. Maya cut him off, her voice quiet steel. You didn't look. That's the problem. We told you who we were 6 times. We asked to show credentials. You refused. You called us prostitutes. You humiliated us in front of everyone. And you did it because you saw 2 black women and assumed we didn't belong. Mia turned to Rebecca Carter, still recording. Ma'am, thank you for documenting this. We'll need that footage. Rebecca nodded. Already backed up to 3 cloud servers. Time stamped. I'm an attorney. I'll testify to everything I witnessed. Other voices spoke up. I recorded it too. I got the whole thing. Already sent to my email. Brennan stood there, credentials in hand, understanding what he'd done, what those cameras captured, what was about to happen to his career. Rebecca's live stream hit 1,847 viewers. Someone had already downloaded the video. I already posted it to Twitter. The caption, Chicago cop handcuffs FBI agents for being black at a bar. Posted at 9:53 p.m. 300 shares in the first minute. 2,400 shares in 10 minutes. By midnight, 2.1 million views. By morning, every news channel in America. Commander Patricia Hayes arrived at the Velvet Note 23 minutes after her phone call. She was a black woman in her early 50s, uniform crisp despite the late hour. 20 years with Chicago PD had taught her how to read a scene in seconds. What she saw made her jaw tighten. 2 FBI agents with visible wrist marks. Brennan and Mallory looked like they wanted to disappear, and at least 20 people are still recording. Hayes pulled Maya and Mia aside, away from cameras. I am deeply sorry. This should never have happened. Maya's voice was calm but cold. Your apology is noted, Commander. Our report will reflect the incident accurately. Hayes nodded. She turned to Brennan and Mallory. Badges and weapons, both of you. You're suspended pending investigation. Brennan started to protest. Commander, there was a call about suspicious activity. I checked dispatch myself. No call came in. You initiated this based on what? 2 women having drinks? Silence. Badges. Weapons. Now. Mallory unclipped her badge with shaking hands. Tears ran down her face. Brennan's jaw clenched as he handed over his service weapon. 23 years on the force. Gone in one night. A man in a suit approached. David Kessler, Chicago PD's public affairs officer. Commander, we need to get ahead of this. The video is already viral. Hayes looked at him with contempt. Get ahead of it? There are 20 cameras here. Get me a statement drafted. Factual. No spin. By 10:47 p.m., Chicago PD released a statement. An incident occurred this evening involving off-duty officers and federal agents. The matter is under internal review. We take all allegations seriously and are committed to transparency. Passive. Vague. Admitting nothing. Social media erupted. That's it? No accountability? Typical cover-up. They handcuffed FBI agents and this is the response? By 11:23 p.m., the first news alert went out. CNN. FBI agents detained by Chicago police in mistaken identity incident. The story included Rebecca Carter's live stream clip. Maya's voice is clear. We are federal agents. You are violating our civil rights. MSNBC at 11:45. Black FBI agents handcuffed by police despite showing credentials. Fox News at midnight. Off-duty officers detain federal agents. Investigation underway. Local Chicago stations led with it. Tense confrontation at Gold Coast bar raises questions. At 12:30 a.m., the mayor issued a statement. We are committed to transparency and accountability. A full investigation will be conducted. Empty words. Promises meaning nothing. At 1:15 a.m., the police union responded, We must allow our officers to do their jobs without Monday morning quarterbacking. Officer Brennan followed his training and protocols. We stand behind our members. Comment sections exploded. His training is the problem. They showed their badges 6 times. If they'll handcuff FBI agents, imagine what they do to regular people. The hashtag Velvet Note. Incident trended nationally. 47,000 tweets and climbing. TikTok videos hit 2.1 million views collectively. Rebecca's live stream, 89,000 views. At 1:45 a.m., Maya and Mia gave a brief statement outside FBI headquarters. Cameras from every major network pointed at them. Mia stood silent beside Maya, a wall of support. Maya spoke. Tonight we experienced what countless Black Americans experience daily. The difference is we had badges, backup, and resources. Most people don't. This isn't about us. It's about a system that profiles first and asks questions never. A system that sees black skin and assumes criminality regardless of credentials, regardless of profession, regardless of innocence. Mia added one sentence. We were fortunate. We're trained federal agents who know our rights. My cousin? Pulled over 11 times in 3 years, all for matching a description. When will it be enough? They didn't take questions. I walked back inside. The clip uploaded within seconds. By morning, 4.2 million views. But another narrative was forming. At 2 a.m., an anonymous source leaked to a conservative blog. FBI agents were belligerent during initial contact, refused to cooperate, may have instigated confrontation. No evidence supported it. It didn't matter. By 2:30 a.m., the counter-narrative spread. Maybe there's more to this story. We should wait for all the facts. The officers felt threatened. The doubt sowing began. The machine that protected bad cops was working to destroy 2 women whose only crime was being black in the wrong neighborhood. Friday morning, 9 a.m. Maya and Mia sat across from FBI Director of Civil Rights Unit Camille Thompson in a conference room that smelled of stale coffee and fluorescent lighting. Thompson was a black woman in her 50s with steel gray hair and eyes that missed nothing. Walk me through every second. The twins submitted their equipment. The bracelet camera, the necklace audio recorder. Thompson plugged them into her laptop and watched the footage play. Crystal clear evidence. Maya and Mia identify themselves, repeatedly. Brennan hearing them, choosing to ignore, calling them prostitutes, handcuffing them anyway. Thompson's jaw tightened with each passing second. This is the 3rd incident involving you 2 in 4 years. Maya nodded slowly. She'd known this would come up. 2022, pulled over in Alabama while transporting a witness, detained 40 minutes despite showing credentials immediately. 2023, stopped outside the federal courthouse in Mississippi, frisked publicly on the courthouse steps, and now this. Thompson leaned back in her chair. You've filed reports each time. Nothing changed. But this time is different. This time the world is watching. And this time we're not just investigating one incident. We're investigating the pattern. She assigned a team. 6 analysts. Their mission: pull everything on Officer Jake Brennan. Everything on the Chicago PD. Find the connections. Build the case. What they found was damning. Officer Jake Brennan, 15-year veteran. 47 documented incidents on his record. The analysts created a spreadsheet, color-coded, red for incidents involving people of color, blue for white civilians, yellow for no arrest made. 39 of 47 incidents involved people of color, 83%, in a district where people of color made up 41% of the population. 31 incidents resulted in no arrest, 66%, stops with no cause, detentions with no charges, harassment with no justification, 12 complaints filed against him, 26%. But here was the critical detail. 0 resulted in discipline, not one suspension, not one reprimand, not even a written warning. The analysts dug deeper. They cross-referenced Brennan's stops with district demographics, created visualizations, charts that told the story numbers alone couldn't convey. Brennan stopped black individuals at a rate 400% higher than the district average, 400%. While his white colleagues averaged 12 stops of black civilians per year, Brennan averaged 48. But the real discovery came when they examined who had reviewed those 12 complaints. 8 of them had been handled by Sergeant Martin Cole. Cole was a white male, 52 years old, and he was Brennan's former training officer. Every single complaint Cole reviewed was marked insufficient evidence or officer discretion upheld. The analysts pulled Cole's personnel file. He'd been promoted to Internal Affairs Sergeant in 2022, despite having 6 active complaints against him at the time. Someone had pushed that promotion through. Someone with power. Then came the money trail. The Chicago Police Union had paid $47,000 in legal fees defending Brennan across 3 separate incidents. Not disciplining him, defending him. And Sergeant Cole? He'd received a $20,000 bonus the year he was promoted to Internal Affairs. The bonus came from a discretionary fund controlled by Union President Frank Morrison. The analysts pulled his file next. Vocal opponent of police reform, had fought body camera requirements, had lobbied against independent oversight, had called Black Lives Matter protesters terrorists in a leaked email. The analysts obtained documents through Freedom of Information Act requests, emails, text messages, internal memos, each one time-stamped, each one authenticated. October 2024. Email from Cole to Brennan. Keep your head down. This will blow over like the others. June 2024. Text message from Brennan to Mallory. Just trust your gut. You know the types to watch. March 2024. Internal Affairs memo clearing Brennan of a racial profiling complaint. The reasoning. Officer demonstrated appropriate caution given the high crime nature of the area and the subject's failure to immediately comply. The subject had been a 67-year-old black pastor walking to his car. He'd asked why he was being stopped before showing ID. Brennan had pushed him against the car and handcuffed him. But the pattern extended beyond one officer. The analysts expanded their scope to Chicago PD as a whole. 2024 data painted a clear picture. Black residents made up 29% of Chicago's population, but 61% of police stops. Latino residents were 29% of the population, but 22% of stops. White residents comprised 32% of the population, but only 12% of stops. The numbers didn't lie. The system was designed to target people of color. Chicago PD had been under federal consent decree since 2019. The decree required documenting the reason for every stop, creating accountability, ensuring constitutional policing. An audit revealed 34% of stops lacked proper documentation. 1/3 of all stops had no recorded justification. Officers were supposed to note reasonable suspicion or probable cause. Instead, they wrote vague phrases like high crime area or suspicious behavior or matched description. Maya and Mia's case wasn't unique. It was emblematic. The analysts found a community organization called Black Professionals Alliance. Their president, Derek Thompson, a corporate attorney, had been documenting similar incidents for years. He provided a database, 127 individuals, all black or Latino, all stopped in Gold Coast, Lincoln Park, or the Loop. Chicago's wealthiest, whitest neighborhoods. 89% were wearing professional attire at the time. 71% were never charged with any crime. 0% resulted in officer discipline. The pattern was clear. Police were forcing people of color out of white, affluent spaces. Systematically, deliberately. Thompson called Maya and Mia back to her office after the analysts presented their findings. "We have them. The evidence is overwhelming. Brennan, Cole, the union, the whole system. But we need to do this right. Maximum impact, maximum accountability." She spread documents across the table. Charts, emails, data visualizations, years of discrimination laid out in black and white. "We're not just prosecuting one bad cop. We're exposing an entire apparatus built to protect bad cops while punishing good ones who speak out." Maya looked at the evidence, thought about Martinez, the officer who would eventually risk everything to bring the truth forward. Thought about her cousin, pulled over 11 times. Thought about every black person who'd been stopped, searched, humiliated, and had no badge to protect them. "What's our next move?" Thompson smiled grimly. "We burn it down, legally, publicly, completely." Monday morning brought the backlash. Maya scrolled through her phone over coffee when she saw the headline, "FBI Agents Checkered Past Revealed." The article cited anonymous sources, claimed Maya had aggressive confrontations with colleagues, said Mia was reprimanded for unauthorized surveillance. Allegedly, both were known for playing the race card. All lies. But damage didn't require truth. The story spread fast. Conservative talk radio picked it up. Social media amplified it. Within hours, the narrative shifted. "Perhaps there's more to this story," one commenter wrote. "FBI covering for bad agents?" another suggested. The hashtag Investigate the Agents started trending alongside Velvet Note incident. Fox News ran a segment that evening. The host spoke with practiced concern. "We must ask difficult questions. Were these agents as professional as they claim?" The segment showed bar footage, edited, cut to remove every instance of Maya and Mia identifying themselves. Made them look uncooperative. Maya's phone exploded with threats. "You think you're special with that badge? You're not. Watch your back. Real Americans are watching. You won't live long enough to testify." Mia received similar messages, dozens per hour. Some included their home addresses, photos of their apartment, their mother's house. The FBI assigned security details, 2 agents each. Armed. Their mother called Tuesday evening, voice shaking. "Please come stay with me, I'm scared." Maya tried to sound calm. "Mom, we have FBI protection. We're safe." "Safe? They're threatening to kill my daughters. How is that safe?" Maya had no answer. Wednesday brought worse. Maya walked to her car in the FBI parking garage and stopped cold. All 4 tires slashed. "Snitch" spray-painted across the hood in red. Security cameras had mysteriously malfunctioned. No footage, no witnesses. Friday afternoon, Mia noticed a car following her. Dark sedan. No plates. Too close. She changed lanes. It changed lanes. She turned. It turned. Her training kicked in. 3 quick turns, accelerated through yellow, lost the tail. But she'd seen enough. The driver wore a Chicago PD baseball cap. She reported it. Traffic cameras traced the car. Registered to an off-duty Chicago officer. Same precinct as Brennan. Saturday morning, their parents' house was vandalized. Spray paint. "Your daughters are traitors." Windows broken. The garden was destroyed. Their mother called Maya sobbing. "Why is this happening? You're the FBI. You were doing your jobs!" Maya sat in her apartment staring at her badge on the coffee table. 24-karat gold. Department of Justice seal. Special agent. Words that used to fill her with pride now felt hollow. She thought about her father, dead 3 years from cancer. He'd been so proud at their Quantico graduation. tears in his eyes. You girls are going to make a difference. You're going to change things. Maya picked up the badge. Her hands shook. I'm sorry, Dad. I thought this would matter. Her phone rang. Mia. Don't do it, Maya. Do what? Whatever you're thinking, don't quit. They want us to quit. That's how they win. Long silence. I'm tired, Mia. So tired. I know. Me too. But we're not alone. Maya wanted to believe her, but sitting with security outside her door, threats flooding her phone, her mother terrified, she'd never felt more alone. But even as Maya Jordan sat in darkness, something was happening across the city. Officer Sarah Martinez, Chicago PD, Latina, 32 years old, was making a decision that would risk everything. She sat in her patrol car, staring at her phone. On the screen was a group chat. 47 members, all cops. The messages made her sick. She'd been silent for 2 years. I watched the racism, the targeting, the coordinated harassment. She'd told herself it wasn't her problem, that speaking up would end her career. But watching Maya and Mia handcuffed on that video changed something. If they could handcuff federal agents and feel justified, what were they doing to people without badges, without resources, without protection? Martinez opened her laptop, started downloading the chat logs. Every message, every photo, every coordinate attack plan. Her hands shook as she copied files to an encrypted drive. Tomorrow morning, she would walk into FBI headquarters and hand them everything. Her career would be over. Her colleagues would hate her. The union would destroy her. But maybe some things were worth losing everything for. Monday morning, 8:15 a.m. Maya walked into FBI headquarters expecting another day of threats and frustration. What she found instead was a woman sitting in the lobby, nervous hands gripping a tablet like it was a life preserver. The receptionist gestured. Agent Jordan, you have a visitor. She's been waiting since 7. The woman stood, Latina, early 30s, wearing a Chicago PD uniform. Her name tag read Martinez. Can I help you? Martinez's voice came out barely above a whisper. I have something you need to see, but I'm risking my career by being here. Maya led her to a conference room, closed the door. Martinez placed the tablet on the table with shaking hands. There's a group chat. 47 Chicago PD officers. It's called The Real Watch. I've been in it for 2 years. I stayed silent because I was afraid. But after what happened to you and your sister, I can't stay silent anymore. She opened the chat. Maya's blood ran cold as she scrolled through the messages. 6 months ago, Brennan. 2 in the BMW again, same types. Pulled them, nothing stuck, but they know we're watching. 3 months ago, Officer Davis. Sick of these people thinking they belong in Gold Coast. Time to clean house. 2 weeks before the Velvet Note incident, Mallory. Anyone else notice the suit types at VN? Doesn't add up. And then the smoking gun. September 28th, 9:38 p.m., right before Brennan approached Maya and Mia. Brennan. Got 2 at VN, making the move. Premeditated, coordinated, not a mistake. A hunt. Martinez's voice shook. I joined CPD to help people, not to intimidate them for being black in the wrong neighborhood. I'm here because you're FBI and they did it anyway. If they'll handcuff federal agents, what are they doing to regular people? Maya called Mia and Agent Thompson immediately. Within an hour, they were all in the conference room. Thompson verified the chat logs. Metadata confirmed authenticity. 2,847 messages over 2 years. Thompson's team cross-referenced the messages against incident reports. The pattern was devastating. 83 stops mentioned in the chat logs. Only 12 resulted in arrests. The rest were harassment. Pure intimidation, designed to make people of color feel unwelcome in wealthy white neighborhoods. The messages revealed coordination. High crime area, stops clustered around the same times officers discussed specific locations in the chat. Matching description detentions happened within hours of chat messages identifying targets. Thompson leaned back, processing the scale of what they'd uncovered. This is a conspiracy to deprive citizens of constitutional rights. Federal civil rights violation, all 47 of them. Martinez revealed more. 3 other officers wanted to come forward but were terrified. The union protected bad cops and destroyed whistleblowers. She expected to be fired within days, but she wasn't done. She pulled out a second drive. Internal affairs complaints. I accessed the database before I came here. 63 complaints filed against members of the Real Watch in the past 3 years. Sergeant Cole reviewed 41 of them. He cleared 39. The pattern is obvious once you see it. Additional evidence emerged rapidly. Bar owner Greg Walsh, terrified of legal liability, provided the full security footage he'd been ordered to preserve. 12 angles. Pristine audio. The complete timeline. The footage showed everything. Brennan watched Maya and Mia for 15 minutes before approaching. Showed him pulling out his phone at 9:36 p.m. Showed him typing, then standing up at 9:42. The timestamps matched his chat message perfectly. Rebecca Carter, the attorney who live-streamed the incident, provided a sworn statement with an 18-point timeline. Every moment documented. Every word Brennan said recorded. Then came the community connection. Shanice Williams, the woman from the bar who'd also recorded the incident, connected them with the Black Professionals Alliance. President Derek Thompson, a corporate attorney, had been documenting similar incidents for years. He arrived at FBI headquarters with a database that made Thompson's jaw drop. 127 individuals, all Black or Latino, all stopped in Gold Coast, Lincoln Park, or Loop between 2022 and 2025. We documented names, dates, locations, officers involved, outcomes. The data told the story numbers alone couldn't convey. 89% were wearing professional attire. 71% were never charged with any crime. 100% resulted in 0 officer discipline. We've been collecting stories for years, Derek Thompson said quietly. Nobody listened, but your incident gave us proof. You have the platform we never had. They strategized late into the night. Press conference, community town hall, formal complaint to Department of Justice, federal civil rights lawsuit. Martinez agreed to testify publicly despite knowing it would end her career. 3 other officers agreed to testify anonymously. Witnesses from the bar agreed to depositions. National civil rights organizations reached out. ACLU, NAACP, Legal Defense Fund, Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights. Maya and Mia met with their attorney. Benjamin Cross was a legend. 55 years old, Black, famous for winning impossible civil rights cases. He'd taken their case pro bono the day after the video went viral. Cross spread documents across his conference table. We have them. The evidence is overwhelming. Chat logs, video, financial records showing the union spent $1.2 million defending officers accused of discrimination. Internal affairs data showing systematic complaint dismissal. Community database showing patterns. This is airtight. He leaned forward. But we need maximum impact. We coordinate the evidence release with a press conference. Time it with the Chicago City Council police oversight hearing scheduled for next week. Invite all major media. Have community members ready to share stories. Release Martinez's evidence to the DOJ simultaneously. Force multiple investigations at once. FBI, DOJ, CPD, Internal Affairs, City Council. Don't let them focus on their defense. Maya looked at Mia. They'll try to settle quietly, offer money to make us go away. Cross smiled. Then we refuse. This isn't about money. This is about systemic change. This is about making sure no other Black person gets handcuffed for existing in the wrong neighborhood. Mia touched Maya's hand. Dad would be proud. Maya thought about her badge, still sitting on her father's grave. Tomorrow she'll go back, pick it up. Because now she understood. The badge didn't fail her. The system did, and systems could be changed. Wednesday night, 11:47 p.m. Someone leaked the chat logs to the Chicago Tribune. Thursday morning, 6 a.m. Front page headline, Exposed. CPD group chat reveals systematic racial profiling. The article included 15 explicit messages, named all 47 officers, showed coordination, the targeting, the racism in their own words. By 7 a.m., national news picked it up. CNN. Chicago police scandal. Officers coordinated to target black residents. MSNBC. Text messages reveal racist policing scheme. Fox News couldn't spin it. Chicago officers face investigation over discriminatory messages. Social media exploded. Real Watch trended #1 nationally. 340,000 tweets in 2 hours. TikTok videos reading the messages went viral. 4.7 million views. Instagram graphics showing message excerpts shared hundreds of thousands of times. White allies posted, "I believe black people now. The proof is undeniable." Black users responded, "We've been telling you for decades. Now you're finally listening?" Even Blue Lives Matter went mostly silent. A few claimed fake messages but had no evidence. Thursday, 10 a.m. The press conference outside Chicago PD headquarters expected 200 people. 4,300 showed up. Maya and Mia stood at the podium. Behind them, Officer Martinez in uniform, Rebecca Carter, Derek Thompson with 25 Alliance members, Reverend Thornton, Attorney Benjamin Cross. The crowd stretched for blocks, cameras everywhere. The energy was electric. Maya spoke. "We are not special. We are simply 2 black women who had resources when profiled. We had badges, backup, lawyers. Millions don't have those privileges. This is about every person who's been stopped, searched, humiliated, with nowhere to turn." Mia stepped forward. Officer Martinez risked everything to do what's right. She represents the police force we need, one that serves everyone. She's the hero here. Martinez spoke, voice shaking but determined. "I became a cop to protect people, not intimidate them for being black in the wrong neighborhood. I stayed silent for 2 years because I was afraid. But silence is complicated. If they'll handcuff federal agents and feel justified, what are they doing to people without power?" The crowd roared. 847,000 watched the live stream. Reporters shouted questions. "What do you want to see happen?" Maya answered. "Accountability, training, systemic change." 47 officers participated in discriminatory practices. They should all face consequences. Within 24 hours, Real Watch generated 2.1 million tweets. The press conference video hit 8.4 million views. Martinez's statement reached 2 million people. A new hashtag emerged, #MyVelvetNote. People sharing their experiences of being profiled. 4,700 stories in 48 hours. Protests organized rapidly. Thursday evening, 2,000 marched through Gold Coast. Friday, protests at 12 precincts simultaneously. Saturday, 15,000 rallied at Millennium Park. Live streamers captured everything. 1.2 million watching in real time. Corporate America responded. 3 companies pulled police charity sponsorships. The Velvet Note apologized and announced anti-discrimination training. Political pressure mounted. 8 city council members demanded Superintendent Kendrick resign. The Illinois governor called for a federal investigation. The state's senator tweeted support. The pressure was working. Change was happening. But Monday morning, the police union filed a lawsuit, $10 million, against Maya, Mia, and Martinez. Defamation. The officers' reputations were destroyed, they claimed. A desperate move. a last attempt to intimidate. But they'd miscalculated. The whole world was watching. And the whole world had seen the evidence. The real showdown was coming. City Council hearing, Wednesday, 2 p.m. Every major network would be there. 670,000 people are ready to watch online. And Maya and Mia had one final piece of evidence that would end this permanently. Monday, 2 p.m. Chicago City Council chambers packed with 400 people. Overflow crowds watched screens outside. The national media lined the back. 12 cameras, 670,000 watching live stream. The Police Oversight Committee convened. 8 council members sat at the raised platform. Police Superintendent Kendrick, Union President Morrison, Commander Hayes, FBI Director Thompson via video. Maya and Mia sat at the witness table with Attorney Cross. Morrison arrived with 3 lawyers, confident. He'd told the press that morning, "This hearing is a witch hunt." Kendrick's prepared statement blamed a few bad apples. Councilmember Rodriguez called the order. "We're examining use of force and discriminatory policing. First witnesses, Special Agents Maya and Mia Jordan." The twins approached the microphone. Rodriguez spoke gently. "Walk us through September 28th. Maya provided the account. Mia added details. Cross played synchronized footage on the chamber's screens. 4 angles at once, cufflink cameras, body cam, security footage, bar cameras. The evidence was devastating. Clear audio of them identifying themselves 6 times. Brennan heard every word, choosing to ignore, calling them prostitutes, using force. The chamber went silent. Council members shook their heads. Morrison objected. "They were acting suspiciously. My officers had reasonable—" Mia cut him off. "Suspiciously? We were sitting, drinking. What was suspicious?" Morrison tried again. "My officers have the right to investigate—" Maya interrupted. "Based on what?" "We showed credentials. Your officer refused to look. He compromised a federal investigation because he couldn't accept 2 black women in an upscale bar." Councilmember Washington leaned forward. "Mr. Morrison, you're aware 47 members are under federal investigation? That chat was private. Messages are taken out of context." "Then provide context." Morrison had none. Cross stood. "May I present additional evidence?" He pulled out documents. "Federal subpoena, retrieved this morning. Chicago Police Union financial records." He displayed them on screen. The union paid $1.2 million defending officers accused of discriminatory practices. 89% involved people of color stopped without cause. Gasps from the audience. Cross continued. The union paid $340,000 to a PR firm to manage race-related incidents. He showed an invoice. The firm was instructed to seed doubt about complainants. Their strategy memo says, target plaintiffs' backgrounds, suggest ulterior motives, amplify both sides. Morrison's face went red. "This is privilege, no longer. Federal investigation. This is evidence." The cross wasn't finished. Brennan received $47,000 in union legal support. Cole received $32,000. Both remain employed. Martinez, who came forward, was suspended without pay yesterday. The crowd erupted. "Fire them! Resign!" Cross dropped the bomb. "Mr. Morrison, are you aware Brennan was promoted to detective 2 weeks after the Velvet Note incident?" Complete silence. Morrison tried to speak. Failed. That promotion was already— he was rewarded, not punished. Promoted after handcuffing federal agents. A council member asked. "Good officers get punished. Bad officers get promoted. Is that your system?" Morrison looked at his lawyers. They had nothing. He stood abruptly. "I don't have to sit here," council chair interrupted. "Mr. Morrison, you're not dismissed." Morrison remained standing, looking for exit. His microphone was still hot when he muttered, "Get me out of here." 94 million people heard it. The chamber exploded. Reporters rushing, council members shouting, Morrison pushing toward the door, cameras capturing everything. Maya and Mia sat quietly, watching justice arrive. Not perfect, not complete, but public, undeniable, recorded justice. Cross leaned over. That's checkmate. Washington called order. This committee recommends immediate termination of all real watch officers, federal investigation into union practices, independent oversight with subpoena power, and Mr. Morrison's immediate resignation. The crowd stood, applauding. Morrison made it to the hallway. Cameras followed. Will you resign? He didn't answer. Keep walking. Everyone knew. His career had hours left. By evening, 17 million views. Morrison's "Get Me Out of Here" became the most shared clip. Power collapsing under truth. Maya looked at Mia. Dad would have loved this. Mia smiles. He's watching. 6 weeks later, the world looked different. Week 4, Superintendent Kendrick resigned. Too much pressure. Too much evidence. Week 5 brought suspensions. All 47 real watch officers. Federal investigation pending. Brennan and Mallory faced federal civil rights charges. Maximum 10 years each. Sergeant Cole was fired. Criminal investigation for obstruction. The recorded phone call sealed his fate. Union President Morrison resigned amid DOJ investigation. Financial fraud. Misuse of funds. Officer Martinez was reinstated with full back pay. She received the Citizen Courage Award. Standing ovation, 3 minutes long. 2 weeks later, the FBI recruited her. The federal consent decree expanded. Body cameras are mandatory. Independent oversight board with subpoena power. Anti-bias training. Public database of all stops. Illinois passed the Velvet Note Act. Required credential verification before detaining anyone claiming official status. Mandated supervisor notification for federal agent interactions. Created state database tracking discriminatory stops. 3 other states introduced similar bills. The FBI updated training. The Jordan twins case was now taught at Quantico. Derek Thompson's Alliance database expanded nationally. 4,700 incidents documented across 17 cities. Chicago settled with Maya and Mia, $8.7 million. They donated every cent to the Jordan Foundation for police accountability. Maya and Mia continued as FBI agents. Received the FBI Director's Award. Their mother attended, crying as she watched her daughters honored. Maya drove to the cemetery, placed the award on her father's grave. We did it, Dad. 6 months later, Maya was at her desk when a package arrived. No return address. Inside, USB drive and a note. You exposed Chicago. Now look east. She plugged it in. Chat logs, screenshots. A group called The Real Watch. East. 43 NYPD officers. 3 years of messages. Same targeting, same racism. Her phone rang. Mia. Did you get a package? Yeah. You? Same one. NYPD. Pause. Maya, we can't ignore this. Maya looked at the evidence, at her father's photo, at her FBI badge. I know. Call Cross. This is bigger than Chicago. How much bigger? Maya scrolled. Saw connections to Boston, Philadelphia, Newark, a network. National. Outside, Chicago stretched toward the horizon. Somewhere people were being stopped, profiled, harassed. But Maya and Mia Jordan knew how to fight back now. They knew how to win. The movement didn't end at the Velvet Note. It began there. Comment below with your story. Subscribe for Part 2, the NYPD Files. Share this everywhere. The more people who see, the harder it is to hide. Justice isn't a moment. It's a movement, and you're part of it now.